Yemista, which is a Greek dish made of stuffed vegetables, is a lovely hearty dish that can be eaten year-round. Although it's traditionally made with meat, in this video I will show you how to make a vegetarian version. Here's how I make them. First, we need to prepare the vegetables. I'm using a mixture of different vegetables that includes tomatoes, capsicums, eggplant, and zucchini. You can use any combination of these you want. When my mother used to make this, she would sometimes use just tomatoes or capsicums, and sometimes a mixture of vegetables. Just use whatever takes your fancy. After washing all the vegetables, set them to the side. With the tomatoes, cut the tops of the tomatoes, but don't discard them. The tops will be used later. Scoop out the inside of the tomato and put it into a bowl. Don't discard this either, as it will be used later when making the rice stuffing. I continue this same process for all the tomatoes and set the tomatoes to the side. Once the filling from all the tomatoes is scooped out, chop up the filling into small pieces to be used later in the rice stuffing. Next step is to prepare the capsicums. Cut the tops off and cut out any white part in the capsicum and discard. Also discard any seeds and set the capsicums to the side. With the zucchinis, cut the tops off and carefully scoop out the flesh with a corer or knife. Again, don't discard the flesh, as that will also be used in the stuffing later on. And with the eggplants, cut them in half lengthways. Scoop out the flesh with a spoon and put that into a bowl. Don't discard this, as it will be used in the stuffing later on. Once all the zucchinis and eggplants have been prepared, chop up the flesh from them into smaller pieces and set that to the side. You also need to chop up 3 onions to be used in the filling and slice 200 grams of mushrooms. Then it's time to start preparing the filling. In a saute pan, add some oil and add the chopped onions to cook on a low heat. Cook them for about 5 minutes or until they start to become translucent and tender. Next, add the mushrooms and cook for another 3 to 4 minutes until they become soft and tender, followed by the zucchini and eggplant filling, which you need to cook for a further 3 to 4 minutes. Add 2 tablespoons of pine nuts and stir that through until well combined. Now comes the rice. Add 2 cups of rice and stir that through. Traditionally, you're meant to use short grain rice. However, I'm using basmati rice because it's my favorite rice to use and has lots of flavor. But you can certainly use whatever rice you like. Once the rice is stirred through, add some fresh herbs and combine it all together. I'm using a half a cup each of dill, parsley, and mint. Next, add the chopped tomatoes and mix that through. Then comes the addition of 1 cup of vegetable stock and mix that through, followed by a tablespoon of salt and pepper. Finally, add half a cup of passata and stir that through. Cover the pan with a lid and allow it to cook for about 10 minutes. We want to partially cook the rice but not completely, as it will continue to cook in the oven. After 10 minutes, remove the lid and stir the rice mixture. Add the grated rind from 1 lemon as well as the juice and mix that all through. Give it a final taste test and check for seasoning and adjust to your own personal taste if necessary. Also, if the rice is a little dry, add some water to it. The rice mixture needs to be a little runny so that the rice can continue to cook in the oven. Once you are happy with the stuffy mixture, you can start filling the vegetables. At this point, it's a good idea to switch the oven on to get it preheated to 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, line your baking tray with some non-stick baking paper. Then, one vegetable at a time, you fill them with the rice mixture using a spoon. I have started with the capsicums. Only fill the vegetables to 90%. The rice needs room to grow and expand. If you add too much rice, it will overflow and possibly break the vegetables. Once you have filled the vegetables, cover them with their lids and place them on the baking tray. The only exception to this is the eggplants that don't have lids. After all the vegetables have been filled, drizzle the juice of 1 lemon over the top, as well as some extra virgin olive oil. Also, add 1 to 2 cups of water into the tray. Cover the baking tray with some non-stick baking paper and then a layer of foil. By covering the tray, the water will turn to steam and help cook the vegetables. Add the baking tray into the oven and cook for 1 hour. Take the tray out of the oven and remove the foil and baking paper, and put the tray back into the oven for about another 20 minutes so the vegetables can get some colour. After 20 minutes, take the tray out of the oven again and allow the vegetables to cool for about 30 minutes. Then you are ready to serve. And there you have it, how to make Greek Yemista. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and consider giving me a follow if you haven't already done so. Feel free to leave a comment to let me know what you think of this recipe, or if you have already tried it, tell me how it went. Also, please check out my other cooking videos for further recipe ideas. Until my next video, take care everyone, and Kalliorexia.